yes, while it does look like a dresser, and it is, it's how we got it. It's not what it is. So in my area, this past week and the next 3 weeks, they're doing what they call their version of like spring cleaning with the city. So you do bulk trash, and they do the bulk trash pickup. So basically what happens is you put all the crap that you don't want in your house anymore on the side of the road, and they will come get it. So that you put it out on Friday night, they'll be there with the trash truck on Saturday morning, picking it up. And it's not just one house, it's not just two houses, it's neighborhoods, it's communities, right? So we picked this one up this past week. We went out Friday night, took the trailer, the truck, all that, see what we can get. Because yes, I am a trash person. I love digging through trash. But two, you find all kinds of cool stuff. So we got this dresser. I got a roof rack for my truck. We got a big old 4 foot by 3 foot beanbag thing for free. Side of the road. Smells a little funny, but it's fine. Got shelving, new shelving that's back here in the shop. I got, all kinds of stuff. I got a thing that picks up grass when you mow. I'll take that. I've been looking for a bagger anyway. So the thing is, you find all kinds of cool stuff. It may not even be anything that you can use. I was really hoping we were going to find a lot more furniture. Just take what you get, you know what I mean? So this was the only one that I found this week that was salvageable. Now this thing does have issues, so the slides on these two top ones, non-existent. So we got to fix those. The middle two are pretty loose. The bottom ones are solid. Then again, we also have this guy that's got the felt lining. Got this one that's got the felt lining as well. So those are good. It does have some deep scratches on the top, so we're going to be doing Bondo. And it's got some dents and dings along the edges here. So we're going to be fixing all that stuff too. This one is going to be a scuff and shoot. I'm going to hit it with like 120 from the jump. I ain't going lower than that. We're going to get everything just nice and smooth, kind of take the shine off the lacquer off the top, off the front, off everything. We're just going to get the shine off of it, and we're just going to spray it. I don't know what color yet. I got several colors sitting back here that I might be able to use. I don't know. I still got leftover hardware everywhere. Might buy some new ones. I don't know. We do have our work cut out for us down here. It looks like they had a cat that did not like this dresser, so we're going to have to fix that. This one should be a relatively quick turnaround. I'm going to give it 4 days from start to finish. But at the same time, I have another little one over here that I'm going to be doing at the same time. So hopefully over the span of 4 days, I got 2 that are ready to go. Little bit of bad news. The big one that you last saw of Grandpa, the 100-year-old dresser, still hasn't sold. Nobody wants it. So guess what? It's in my house, just living and breathing, existing. All right, so we got our sander with our 120. I got a used pad on here. Not gonna get too far with it. Got my fresh pad right here, ready to go. So we're gonna get this down to 120 just to rough this up a little bit because I got a real deep gouge right here. I got several right here, right here, right here. This thing needs some help on the top here. So we're gonna get this sanded down on the sides, all that stuff. We're gonna get everything taken care of, and then we're gonna hit it with Bondo before we do any prime, anything like that. But just want to give you a heads up. We got a thunderstorm rolling in, maybe a tornado. So if you see me drop, run, and the camera tips over, just, we'll figure it out. Bondo on. Okay, so usually you'll see me break out the 3-inch putty knife after I'd lay it down with the 1-inch putty knife. But these cracks are so, or not cracks, but these divots and these scrapes and all this stuff inside the top of this dresser here are so fine. I could do it with the 1-inch. I didn't need the big fat surface area to help cover a large divot or anything like that. So we're gonna let this stuff dry. It's a real thin, real thin setting of Bondo on top of it. I think we're only gonna have to do that one, and then we're gonna come back over it again with 120, just these spots here. And then we're gonna do the whole thing with 220, and we're gonna get this thing ready for prime. Because we're only doing the easy scuff and shoot on this one. So now I'm gonna hit the sides, I'm gonna get the drawers out, I'm gonna do the face, and do all that. We're gonna get this thing completely sanded tonight, even though here, probably about an hour, it's dinner time. I think in about an hour we can get 85% done. I'm gonna fast forward this. Alright, so I just want to show you, I got a lot done, but as you can see, there's no lights in the shop, there's no power. I'm getting lights from that guy. So, I've been out here sanding away in the dark. You know the song, you and me going sanding in the dark. Alright, and then while I got done with that, I went ahead and got the drawer fronts all ready to go. So we had a little fake lock thing that was on here, so we filled the holes with putty. It kind of sank down a little bit, so we're gonna have to hit them again. We're leaving the 4-inch centers, and we're getting new hardware on these 4-inch centers here. So, and these don't have any pulls, so we're gonna go with that. But got all this done with none of that. So that's where we're at right now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. The rain's about to let up a little bit. Let me get this flashlight out of my pocket here and I'll show you. See, it's raining pretty good. You can't really see it, but there you go. Look, right there. Let's see. It's raining pretty good. So I'm gonna wait for the rain to die down just a little bit. We're gonna call it a night on this guy. Come out here tomorrow, and I gotta resand the top. We're gonna hit the top with the 220. I hit it with the 150 earlier, 180, somewhere around there. I had a little bit of a lip here. I had a little bit of a lip here, and I had a little bit of a lip right here. So I went ahead and took care of that. So we're gonna hit that with a 220. Might do the sides with the 220. I don't know yet. Maybe just this guy. And then we're gonna finish up with the drawer fronts. We're gonna refill the little holes that sank. I'll let that dry overnight, if it will, because listen, it's lightning. So We're gonna finish these tomorrow too, get these final sanded, get them wiped, and then we can maybe prime. If it's dry enough outside, we'll have to play that by ear. I'll see you tomorrow. Drawers are prepped and ready to go. You see they look a little wet, is because they are with the mineral spirit. So those are drying. We got the holes plugged up in the center. See, they're right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. All of them. We got everything plugged up, sanded down with 220, all the faces. Those are good to go. This guy is also ready to go. So we're gonna do one more final wipe. The paint, well, the primer, I should say, is dripping into the gun now. So that's filtering through, so we're getting ready to go. We're gonna do one final wipe with a dry cloth on this, and then we're priming. We're priming this guy. I picked my color for it today. Y'all will see that tomorrow when we get ready to lay down the top coat. It's paint day. We made it. So we got the whole thing primed last night. We got the body of it primed, we got the back of it primed, we got the drawers primed. Everything's primed, ready to go. I pulled the drawers out, obviously, because they're not there. Sanded everything down with a 320, because I had a little bit of a couple rough spots up here on the top. So I went ahead and did the most and got them with a 320. Could have stepped it up to a 400. Didn't want to dig for it. So I found the 320, we did that. We did the whole thing with the 320. Everything is super smooth. Wiped it down with the crocodile towel wipe things. And it's dry, it's ready to go. So we're about to shoot. I got the paint mixing in the gun over there. I got the drawers over here. The hardware came in. Let me show you the hardware real quick. So this is the hardware we went with. We went with a cut pull. These little guys here. They screw in from the back. They got this little guy that you stick your finger in and you pull the drawer out. Only thing you can notice, this isn't 4-inch center to center. This is 3. They don't make cut pulls in a 4-inch. They make them in a 3-inch and a 5-inch and a 3 3/4. But the 5-inch would have been too close to the other existing holes. It just would have been a mess. This, I didn't have to fill in the holes. These tabs cover the existing holes. So that's what we did. Drilled it a little bit further in. So while we're waiting for our first coat to dry, I'll tell you the color here in a second. We're gonna go over to the table here. I've already got 4 of the drawers done. So I'll walk you through the last one. I think I started drilling this one. I don't remember. So while that's drying, I'll take you over here. We'll figure that out. I'll show you what we're doing over there. Hit some more coats, listen to some music, do the thing. These will go on tomorrow. I'm not gonna rush it, not gonna do it today. We're gonna get the drawers painted today though. So that's all ready to get buttoned up. So these can get the hell out of my shop tomorrow. Also, real quick before we get started, I just wanted to show you the color that we're going with. So here's your Benjamin Moore Advanced. We're in the satin. So this one is eucalyptus leaf, and it's kind of hard to see, but it's a green. It came out a little darker than I wanted it to, but when you mix it for the spray gun, when you mix it with water to thin it out a little bit, it kind of lightens the color up just a tad. It looks over there, it looks pretty good. It looks like pea green, kind of. Hopefully it doesn't look like that when we're done. We'll see. So what we've had to do to make these new pulls fit is we're gonna have to re-drill these holes. But if you see, the little tangs on either side should cover the existing holes. So these are 4-inch centers, we need to do 3-inch centers. To do that, we found our center between these two guys here. I did that the easy way. I got the Kreg jig, I set it on 4, found the depth that we needed to go down, and I found our center right about there. So we've got our Kreg jig here on 3s, set at the correct depth back here, and now we're going to drill it. Just going to line up that center mark right there. That's technically, you're supposed to take this all the way down, but if you're me, you've been using this stupid thing so long, you don't need to do that. Just drill your pilots right there where you're going to start. Get this one lined up. Okay. And then we can just go straight in with it. Now, one of these days I'll get clean and quit doing that. You know, not today though. All right, so we got our centers for our 3-inch pulls now. So those will go there. Ta-da! We're done doing that. So, kid just had to come out here and play with the basketball that doesn't even have air in it. So that's fun. So now we're gonna pull our tape. And then the special part, we're gonna get ahead of the curve here. 320. We're gonna give it a nice quick little light sanding, get that texture from using the air gun. And this guy's done, nice and smooth. So I got this one more guy that I need to do. I'll show you the process here real quick. It takes just a few seconds. And now this is case specific. You're not gonna do this to every single one. And you know, generally, you know me, I like to fill these in before I do it. But I was having a hell of a time finding a pull that I liked that was black to go with this paint scheme here that was 4-inch. I knew I wanted cups. I didn't have time. If I was gonna fill these, instead of just using the tangs of the pull to cover those up, we'd have to wait a whole nother day when I could just cover these up and call it good. So we had to find our center. We did that magically with the Kreg jig, and then I measured it out. It's 4 7/8. So it breaks down to. So we're gonna do that. I didn't do this on the last one, but I'll show you. You're gonna get your little square here. I'll just go ahead and fill that line in because this thing's got a little bitty window on it. You want to make sure you hit it right where you need to hit it. Okay. So let me show you how to use this. So what you're going to do is you're going to, on your cabinet pull, when you get it, you're going to know what size it is. You got, what is that? I can't even read it. 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. And then you also have the metrics over here. So you have 64 millimeter, 96 millimeter, and 128 millimeter. 128 millimeter is like 5 1/16. This is like 3 and just over 3/4. And I don't know what that one is. That one's really tiny. Never used it. So you're gonna match these two things. They unscrew in the back here, and you can move them, flip them around for those sides. So you're gonna line up your two sides. So we got 3s here. So you put on 3 and 3, and then on the back side here, you use your measurement for how deep we're gonna go here. So this is set to 3 1/8 for the bigger ones. So as you can see, that's not gonna work on this one. So this one I already know is 2 1/8. So we're gonna take this, we're just gonna loosen it up, roll it down to the 2 1/8 mark, which I don't know if you can see it right there. It's just a little mark right there. There it is in the light. Okay. There, I'm gonna get this tight, so I'm gonna put it next to my body. Okay, put that there. So we're gonna get both sides. So you gotta look at it because this one fell a little bit. And make sure you get them straight. Okay, so you're gonna put both sides equal. So mine's 2 1/8, 2 1/8. Okay. So then you just drop this down. Use your little sight window right here, and there you go. We got it dead centered, lined up. This guy here, if you were using an existing, let's say you were going from a knob, and you wanted to change from a single knob to a dual handle pull or whatever. So your center hole would be there. You would line it up in the crosshairs here, and then you have your center, and boom, you're good. So we're gonna line this up. Gonna get our drill, and we're using a 3/16 bit. It's just a little bit bigger than the hole, or a little bit bigger than the throat of the screw. We're just gonna get a hole started. And if you're not comfortable with drilling your own holes, you don't think you can do it straight, this thing goes where you can run your bit all the way through it, and it'll keep it straight for you. I've been using power tools dang near my whole life, so I'm pretty confident going straight and up and down. So that's how I do it. Then we're done with that, and then we just run them through. So the Kreg jig, or the Kreg version of this, works pretty good. So when you get it, usually it comes, I think it came with like some clamps to hold it in place to make sure it doesn't wiggle. I threw those away because I can hold it. They do sell another one at Home Depot. I've seen it at Lowe's. I'm down here in the South, so if y'all have any other stores up there, like I know Menards is a store. Never been there, never seen one. Seen it on a race car. So I know those other stores there, they have another little plastic. It's a brown see-through plastic with a billion holes in it. It could fit every little thing. So you use those on doors, cabinets, use them anywhere. But for me, this thing has saved me. I used to do cabinetry in apartment buildings, and this was the quickest, easiest way. You just find your center on the drawer. So let's say we were centering this. You would find your center from here to here, be about right there, and then from here to here, you find your center right there. Make your marks, run this on there, boom. You got your 3-inch, 5-inch, whatever you want to do on there. So now we're going to hit this with the 320, get this knocked down, get that texture knocked down a little bit. this one, aside from cleaning, is ready to go. We're gonna go back over to the dresser. I think we're ready for our second coat of paint. We're gonna shoot that. We're gonna keep working on these. I got the top 2 drawers. I still need to get down to 320. We're gonna wipe all these down, get these ready, so that when we're done with our 3rd coat on the dresser over there, we can slide these puppies in, paint them, get them done. Let's go. And that's gonna do it for tonight. So we've got everything sprayed. It's actually looking pretty good for what it is. It's a cheap dresser, found it on the side of the road. It was free, whatever. So tomorrow well, first off, tonight we're gonna let this thing sit. We're gonna let it dry up. I'm gonna leave the fans running on it all night. It's still a little humid, so it may take a little bit for it to dry. Got all the drawers pulled out a little bit so we can still dry everything behind them. Tomorrow, we're gonna come out here, we're gonna put the hardware on, and actually these 2 drawers right here, the tracks were not connected at all to the actual drawers. So I need to reconnect those tracks. I need to go to the orange store and get some screws so I can everything back together. And then everything else is ready to go. I just gotta clean out the drawers, vacuum it out, get it out of here, move it in the house, stage it, get it gone. So I'll see y'all tomorrow when we come back and we put the hardware on and we can do the final cleanup on it, and we'll take an overview and look at the whole thing. See you tomorrow. Have a good night. Hello. We've already got started doing the hardware here. We still need to do the top 2 drawers, put on the sliders on the actual drawers themselves. The ones inside the cabinet are still good, but we need to secure those to those. And look at this, it looks like a big old sleepy monster. He said, oh, shh. So we got 2 more drawers that we need to do, then we're gonna do those 2 drawers. And we're there, man. We're done. So watch this. All right, so what we're doing here is we got our existing slide that was on it, except it wasn't on it. It was off. It's already stripped out these holes here, so it just falls. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So I got some bigger screws today. These are like, these are probably like a 1/2 inch. I went ahead and got some 1/2 inch because I wasn't sure. So we got some 1/2 inch and we got some 3/4. So that's a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna use this 3/4. Now I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. So we're gonna slide that to where it goes. Kick this out so I can get it lined up in the hole. And there we go. And we're just gonna screw this in. Now, it is gonna protrude through the other side of the drawer because it is longer. But that's fine. I'm not too worried about it because we can actually take and cut that down a little bit, smooth it out, so it's not that big a deal. So there's 2 screws that go in here. Just get it worked in to the wood. There, nice and somewhat tight. And then this one, we're actually going to use a 1/2 inch. We'll see if this is gonna work, because this doesn't need to be like super tight. It just needs to be holding it in there. So, and that one actually got, yeah, that one's good, a little tight. All right, so that's this one. I'm gonna do the next one off camera. Then we're gonna roll the edges. See, we gotta roll that guy and the top on all of them. Yeah, move the camera over there and we'll get to work.